welcome to Now or Never. Steve Covino,
Yo.
Rich Davis as always, but I mean, look who's here. Linda Cohn's here.
It's about time I got an invite, guys.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
Yeah, welcome finally.
Yes.
Hall of Fame sportscaster Linda Cohn on Now or Never. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
It's cool for me. You guys are awesome. I'm big
Thank
fans.
you.
But enough about you guys. What about me?
Yeah.
This is all about you. Actually, we're doing something called Have a Coffee and Scone with Linda Cohn. So I'm actually going to have my coffee.
Yeah, me too.
Now, we know so much about you just from being your pal around
do?
here. Yeah, I mean, we're both growing up on Long Island.
Yes.
We're both loving sports. We're both Mets fans. But give us the whole scoop how you become the main woman at ESPN. How did that transpire?
You know, Rich, I didn't even think about it. Benny, I just always love sports, passion for it. My dad, big sports fan.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our stories about how our parents helped shape us, right? And my dad helped shape me regarding which team I rooted for. But I had to go against him with one of his teams. I could
Really?
not be a Yankee fan.
Oh, he was a Yankees guy? And
Yeah,
you went
big
Mets.
time, and I went Mets, and
So
that's
you-
how the story of the
Yes.
Mets fandom was born.
Well, you know
Why
what?
did you do that?
Well, listen.
I just couldn't like every single team he loved. You know, I don't know. And you know what else?
Yeah.
I love the underdog. I mean, the Yankees seem
Right.
to be always winning, and then came in my lifetime, 1986.
Of course.
And then, the rest is history. A lot of heartbreak.
Right.
You know, my dad was a Yankees fan, and he went to Fordham in the Bronx,
Okay.
and got his car stolen so many times that he said, "Screw the Bronx. This family's Mets fans grow like when I have a family one day."
And that was it.
So
Wait,
I could have been a winner. I could have been
You
a
could
winner
have been.
So
but you
that,
chose poorly.
that car thief is responsible.
for the agony.
Okay,
Yeah.
for the agony and
Yes.
zero ecstasy.
Exactly.
Yes.
So your dad sort of
Yes.
introduced you to sports, but were you good at sports growing up? Like, were you into it right away?
You know, I disappointed my mom because I was really good at tennis before I discovered playing hockey. When I became a goalie, which made my dad so proud. So, because hockey was big in our family, we grew
Right.
up loving the New York Rangers. And anyway, I was really good at tennis. But I loved hockey because I don't know what it was. I just I guess, this was a wallflower kind of girl. I grew up wearing thick glasses. I wasn't popular. Basically, I had no friends. And I needed sports to fill a void and help lift my self-esteem. And that's what playing sports did for me. So when
Wow.
I found out I had a talent playing street hockey with the boys and being in goal, and I actually, for a girl that was nearsighted before she got contacts, had great reflexes. How does that happen?
Wow, and you were so good. You actually played in the boys' league,
Right. I played with the boys in high school, ice hockey.
Yeah.
And then I didn't play hockey with girls until I went to college at Oswego State. So anyway, that's where my love for hockey came through. And I really believe playing hockey and playing with the boys and like making people's heads turn
Yeah.
really got me prepared for the job I do now. Meaning when I broke into this job, a woman in sports,
Yeah.
there weren't a lot of women. I
Right.
could count on half a hand a lot of women that were in this business. And I got used to blocking out the noise, blocking out the looks, blocking out the critics, and all of the above. And actually, that really helped me. And it was the hockey career and playing with the boys that helped me become who I am today.
Wow. I don't think you get enough credit for what you did for women in sports because ESPN, Fox, every network has a ton of women working in the
Right.
world of sports.
And it's great.
And it's fantastic. I just don't think people realize the journey you probably went through from the 80s, 90s till now.
Right. But I didn't look at it as a journey. I'm like you guys. I'm just a person loving sports. I still sweat it out with my teams. You guys
Yeah.
know, you see me. I'm still ranting about whether it's, the Giants, the Mets, the Rangers, and I don't even give the Knicks any credit.
By the way, how do you balance that as an anchor and as someone that is a big fan? Like when the Giants are struggling, or you and I have talked about Daniel Jones and Eli. How do you balance that?
Well, I'll tell you, I've always said out loud, I'm president of the Eli Manning fan club. Hey, wait a
By the way,
minute.
look at that picture of you. Is that you? Old school hockey right there?
Yes, we're looking at old school hockey. That person with me is Chico Resch, longtime New York Islander goaltender.
Wow.
Yeah, I know we're dating myself. Just Google me. It's okay. I'm
How do
all right.
you feel when
I
you
mean,
see
it's
the
all right.
journey?
It's black and white.
Yeah,
It's
but
okay.
when you see that through the years, when you see the different looks that you had, and
Yeah.
all these clippings, what goes through your mind?
Well, now I've reached a point in my career, in my life, that I'm
Yeah.
really proud of it, but I still have to pinch myself, and I'm
Right.
so glad, I did play hockey when I did and how I did it, and it's just like you guys. You look back, you don't realize it in the moment.
Right, right.
Right?
Yeah.
But now, I'd say in the last 10 years, guys, when things happen that you're like, wow, this is amazing, then you really say, this is amazing. This is pretty good.
So the broadcasting thing started in around 81.
Right,
By
I graduated in
92,
81, yep.
You're on SportsCenter. So how did life change when that sort of happened? Because I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember watching you back then.
Yeah, you were a toddler.
No, I was in that prime time of love.
Don't want to trick me. He's way older than
I
you
know.
think.
This is just for men, Linda. I don't know if you know
Just
that
for
about me.
vatos, he
Just
uses.
for vatos.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. Since he shaved his facial hair, which I loved, he looks a lot younger.
Thank
so I'm
you.
really confused.
So how did
Okay.
life change in '92 when all that happened?
Oh, well,
because I don't know if
yeah.
people know this. You've hosted more SportsCenters than anybody, right? It was over 5,000 in 2016 and counting.
And that's something I'm really proud
Right,
of too.
it's
Because,
incredible.
you know, I mean, you know, how did it change? How life changed? You know, I went from, you know, people in certain parts of the country that weren't used to having a woman giving them sports, but it doesn't matter what part of the country I was from. The best compliment, and I've always said this, even to this day, the best compliment I have ever received are usually from men who never in their past liked a woman giving them sports, but they start out the conversation by saying, Linda, don't take this the wrong way, but I never took sports and liked it until you gave it to me.
That's
I
incredible.
said that's the greatest compliment I could ever get.
Yeah.
You've won over a bonehead fan like
There you
that.
go.
Is the
And
best.
there are a lot out there even to this day. You know?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Now, listen, on social media,
Yes.
the game has
I'm
changed.
familiar with it.
The world of sports has changed.
Oh.
Since the 80s, 90s till now.
Oh, gosh.
How has that changed the way you report on sports and the way you consume sports? Are you on social media like the rest of us?
Of course, at Linda Cohn, make a note. At Linda
Yes.
Cohn. It's very simple on Instagram and Twitter. The other stuff I don't look at, and I barely look at the Twitter mentions. And anyone who takes those seriously, they're crazy. Please,
Yeah.
You gotta
stop
take the good with the
looking
bad.
at the Twitter mentions. They're all the same, meaningless.
Yes.
Okay. But how has it changed sports? I think we at SportsCenter, for instance, I know it affects your show as well.
Of course.
Now and ever, you know, you have to be aware of what is said on social media. What I love about it, it's such a plus for the athlete. Because in the old days, and when I mean the old days, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, when they, let's say if they had misconstrued or they gave an interview in the locker room, right? And not all of us media types are perfect. Might have been misquoted. And I mean, I know a lot of athletes say that. They go, well, I was misquoted. But sometimes they really are. They can connect right to their fan.
Right, and explain.
And explain things.
They can be their own PR person.
That's
essentially.
correct.
Right.
You know, not that they need to save a lot of money, but they end up saving a lot of money and they don't need a PR person. But that goes the same with me. When I joined social media, and I think I was one of the first people to join Twitter. I think it's like 2007 when I joined. I did it because I wanted to connect to the fan.
Right.
I wanted them to know. I was obsessed with them knowing that, like them, I was a true sports fan. I didn't become a sportscaster at SportsCenter just to like take a next step into Access Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you know,
I
it's
really
cool.
love sports, so
when,
that's
when
why I
you go
love
to your social media, you see your love of sports, but you also see your love of music. I saw you
obsessed.
with your family. And you
Yes,
went to see
Queen with
recently.
Adam Lambert, who is sensational. Definitely recommend the show.
And we want to look at some of the things that you posted recently.
Okay.
We did it for the Gram.
Oh, look at you, Segway Jones over
Did
there.
it for the Gram with Linda
Gram.
Cohn.
Love it.
We saw
Love
you
it.
hanging out with Snoop Dogg.
Yes. I love
so-
One of my faves.
Yeah, you gotta tell us about this.
Because you were telling us when we sit next to each other in
did
the
it for
makeup
the
chairs.
gram.
I remember that day. You told us what a unique experience, you and Snoop.
Let me tell you something. I met Snoop for the first time maybe 10 years ago back in beautiful Bristol, Connecticut. But this visit that we had together in LA, it was super special because you can tell by the do it for the gram. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Snoop is digging me.
Yeah,
And
he
not-
was.
You know,
You
and
got selfie kisses.
yeah, I mean, and he was the one that said, let's do a selfie. I need a selfie with Linda Cohn.
Giving you
He was
smooches.
the one, and he wanted to do that. I just loving it.
I
And
mean-
and by the way, so all seriousness, biggest sports fan, great human is Snoop. And not only that, he said something really great to me that I'll always remember. And he just says, you know, you still got it, Linda. You still got game. After all these years, you're amazing. And then, of course, he said, you look awesome, too.
All right.
You know,
By the way-
I'm only human. I'm a female. I like the compliment.
Do your kids
compliment.
appreciate that you're hanging with Snoop? Because
Yeah.
you got kids that probably
right.
look up to mom in that way. now.
Right, my kids are grown. My daughter's Sammy, she's 28. My son is 23.
Yeah.
Even my daughter, who, you know, she even said, reply to on the gram. Amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, but, you know, they're pretty, my kids are cool because I'm mom first, and that's what I wanted to always be with them. It was
Right.
never about ESPN. Most of my ESPN career was spent in Bristol, even though I'm loving it out here in LA. I wanted to be here. But the point is, they may have been to that studio 3 times, and one time they were flown in because of that 5,000 show, and my producer at the
that's
time
awesome.
flew them in and surprised me. My point is, I am mom to them and will always be simply mom.
Even when you're hanging with USA superstar goalies, not goalies, soccer players.
Yeah, Megan Rapinoe. How cool was that at the ESPYs? You guys were there. I mean, next to hanging out with you two.
Yes, we had a good time.
We had a great pic. Rich took that amazing selfie of us.
Yes, we did.
I'm surprised that's not up there, Rich.
I know. Well, I wanted to make it more about you.
Oh,
more about you today.
All right.
And you know, yesterday was National Dog Day.
Yes.
So of course, your dog Babs.
Babs. It's Babs is the love of my life right now.
Forget your kids. It's
right.
They're grown.
They're grown. They're not as dependent on me. But look at Babs. Pit boxer mix, 2.5 years old. Rich and Stevie, you're looking at Babs.
Can
you see
love
why
Babs.
I rush home every night?
Babs.
I know. I'm telling you, everyone's telling me Babs should have her own account. I'm working on it.
Babs needs her own account, guys.
Now, here's you not in a Rangers jersey.
Yes.
Do you ever get crap from your New York friends when you're rocking other jerseys? Or do they understand your love for hockey?
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you brought this up. I do love hockey. Now, you know, I host this show called In the Crease on ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Thank you
Of
for
course.
knowing. And so I've become more of a national spokesperson for the league. You know, we always loved the team we grew up with, but I've kind of backed away a little bit, even though the Rangers are going to be much better this year. But, yeah, I love Nashville. I love the city. It's one of my favorite cities, Nashville. I love country music.
So you've earned the right, is what
you're
saying.
And the Ducks, of course, they're good to me. I love them. It's right around the corner in Orange County. Yeah, so nobody cares.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the movie Mighty Ducks 2, they had a female goalie.
That's
you
it,
and her, the two best female goalies.
There it is. I know.
Now check this out. I want to back it up. Not that you need me to back you up, but you know, working here at ESPN, it's been a delight getting to know Linda, and I always hear these two screaming and raving when the Mets do well.
Actually, the first thing you say is, why is Linda Cohn so nice to us?
Well, yeah, I was like, wow, you know, because we
you guys are great.
You,
I know,
course.
but you guys are so great, and I love what you do.
I love your passion for the Mets, and I know you guys love talking about it.
Yeah.
So I hand over the Mets confidence meter to you today. In fact, the guys even made a little graphic for you. Your Mets confidence meter.
I'm honored.
Chance they make the playoffs with about, 25, 30 games left? What do you think?
It's time for Linda's Mets confidence meter.
I think isn't that a great picture?
I love that picture.
I mean, me and Mr. Met go way back. I think the chances are very good.
Oh,
Do
really?
you know why? I know it was a tough weekend against Atlanta at home. Mm-hmm. But most of their games, guys, and Rich already knows this. Steve, let me educate Steve.
Yes, please do.
I'm a Yankees guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't hate me because of it.
I don't hate you. I could never hate you.
Yeah.
Okay, just get prepared for they're not making the World Series. But let's get back to the Mets.
Okay.
Most of their games are at home. And except for those 3 games against Atlanta where they, it was a dud, I feel confident. And Rich knows this. I feel confident. They have a great record at home. And I think they'll get back to their winning ways.
They have a tough record, but they're playing a lot of games at home.
They
and
like
all
playing
these
at
teams are
home.
going to beat up on each other. So no, I don't think anyone's going to run away. So
no. Hey, who thought we'd have competitive baseball by the New York Mets this late in August?
You gave up halfway.
I'm
not sure if you did because I wasn't here a lot.
All right, full disclosure.
Guys, you got to see how passionate she gets when they lose. It's crazy.
I'm screaming, and when they're winning, I'm looking for Rich.
Right.
I was like, where's Rich? He's doing this show. Oh.
Well, Linda, on a serious note, we just really do want to thank you, too, for just being so welcoming to us because you are a legend in this game. We appreciate your friendship more than anything.
Yeah, we just like being a pal.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Anytime.
All right, Linda Cohn.